And there's really good ways of doing it. There's really
not so good
ways of doing it. A lot of people go to Bunnings and they buy those, like those roll-out log edging. It doesn't last longer at all, and it's hard to get in with your mower and your whippersnipper into all the divots and things like that are in it.
Yeah, naturally you'd have the two logs there, and that's where the weed's going to grow.
Yeah, exactly right. And so you've got to think about that kind of thing. It's always better to have clean lines. Some people try to put like the plastic roll in that you can get from Bunnings as well. It's good for a short period of time, but it's not got longevity to it at all, and you'll always keep replacing it. And then you'll start getting annoyed that it's buckling or it's tipping over and all that kind of stuff. So for me, it's either timber sleepers or a product called Form Boss. Timber sleepers come in 3 different types and 3 different types of cost. So you've got your H4 treated pine, which is treated for obviously exterior use and in-ground use. That's what the H4, it's a CCA chemical that helps it to stop it from rotting and things like that in the ground. You'll find that the pine is much straighter when you buy it, and much more uniformed. But it will only, and even if you put it, you put it into the super amazing quality, best you've ever put it in, it's still only going to last 5 to 6 years because it will eventually rot to it. It's a natural material, and some of the treated pine as well. With it being pine, it's already got sap in it. Then when you're treating it with the chemical, it sometimes oozes out the sap.
It sort of like bleeds.
Yeah, it kind of bleeds. Yeah, and that can, if you're putting it next to artificial turf, get onto your artificial turf and it's really sticky. But it's still a really good material. So that's kind of.
So I suppose that's the question of what's your intention. It sort of comes back to what we were sort of saying before, is like you've got to have this holistic design in mind before you get started.
That's right.
Is it something that you're going to live in for 10 years and you want to spend a good couple of $100,000 on a big house extension and a new kitchen, and you're better off paying the extra a little bit to get something that lasts you longer.
You always get what you pay for, but at the end of the day as well, though, you can go up a step from pine, and it's called a microfiber or a micro shades sleeper. It's still timber, but it's lots of different types of timber compressed and packed in together. It's like a composite. Sometimes some companies call it sienna, and the reason for that is it's like a reddy color, a bit like some of the barks that you can get, the mulches that you can get, and it's a good alternative. It's still in-ground treatable. It's still strong. It's still straight. It still lasts a little bit longer. You're looking at maybe 1 or 2 more years than your H4 treated pine. And it's lighter as well, easy to work with.
So would it be more sustainable as well?
It is a little bit more sustainable. The only thing that sometimes puts people off it is that it's that reddy color. And obviously if you've got mobile or any of the hardwood deckings around and you've got those kind of colors in your space anyway, then it works really, really well. If you've not got that and you're
going more like charcoal or something,
classics, very sleek, modern minimalists, then obviously it's not going to work so well. Both of those, though, you can paint and treat them. It will give them a little bit of extra longevity, make them look obviously matching with the color palette that you've got in there as well.
But then you've got to keep repainting it.
You've got to keep repainting it. And then obviously the next one up is obviously your hardwood. Now hardwood, everyone knows hardwood is super strong, super durable, lasts for years and years. But how many hardwood trees have you seen that are straight? So it's hard to get. There's lots of hardwood out there, but there's always a little twist or a kink in it or something in there. It's really time intensive for either yourself or for us to go out and find straight, flat, non-twisted pieces that'll work for your space. It's also harder to cut.
Yeah.
You've also got to pre-drill before you go into to do the joining with the batten screws and things like that, because it just takes forever and you get a burn, and sometimes if you don't pre-drill, it'll actually crack.
Because it's so hard.
So you have to do that. And then obviously the creme de la creme is the Form Boss. But the Form Boss it's a metal. It comes in a couple of shades, but the most popular is like a silver finish or a rusted look that naturally rusts and looks rusty. Again, goes really well with the red. So those that have got the mobile and everything like that on the decks and stuff like that. It also provides a good contrast though.
It would be good against green as well.
Yeah, it looks really good against green. And different thicknesses, heights, but that lasts 40, 50, 60 years. The beautiful thing about foam boss, you can make circles, you can make curves, waves, you can do all kinds of different shapes and things with foam boss.
And it stays put.
Yeah, you can really get creative with it. And it stays put, it's solid, strong, durable, and it'll be there probably after you've left. But again, it's, you know, when you're looking at around about $60 for 2.4 meter length, whereas opposed to the H4 treated pine, which is $14 for two. So it depends on where your budget is and how long you want it to be there.
Yeah,
and the overall aesthetic of what you are trying to achieve.
Yeah,